Well, hey there, beautiful. Welcome to this lunar love report for our upcoming full moon in the sign of Taurus happening on November 5th, 2025. And if you're new around here, hi, I'm Diane Shepherd and I run a goddess school. I run a sacred feminine mystery school where I help women reclaim the sacredness of their bodies and the power of their pleasure. And it is a superpower, I assure you. So really it's about reclaiming your sensuality and your sexual energy so that you can truly get into alignment with the goddess you were born to be, the creatrix you were born to be, and really express the unique divine feminine energy that you came here to express and create with and dance through life with. So if that's your thing, I think you'll be really happy here. I think a big part of the work that I do is to support women to get their toes in the sand. And by that, I mean to really come into their pleasure. That state of being in your pleasure is you at your highest vibration. And to also get their hands in the clay. And by that, I mean really getting clear on their desires. So you can start to really, again, get that sense of creating your life from the inside out. Your desires are sacred and they're needed. And you in alignment with that, fueled by your pleasure, is really powerful stuff. And so I'm a certified Tantra teacher. I teach a lot of Taoist practices as well. And I'm also an astrologer. So one of the things I love to offer my community are these lunar love reports, these short moon reports for every new moon and full moon, because I think these are wonderful portals to really receive some cosmic support on some targeted inner work that you can do to really release what's not serving you and get back into your pleasure, get back into alignment, get really clear on your desires, and get again in alignment with them. So that's what we do here. That's what this report is about. So this full moon in Taurus, ruled by Venus, is a really powerful one to tune in to whatever's blocking your pleasure, your relationship with your body, your sensuality. We're talking about your relationship to abundance and your ability to receive. We're talking about bliss and ecstasy, but again, in a very simple, everyday way, very grounded energy here with Taurus. So it is about simple pleasures. How do we come home to the body and really honor the body's incredible ability to experience bliss and ecstasy on the regular basis in the mundane world that we live in. This is also about your erotic relationship with nature, really getting out into nature, reveling in the beauty, and seeing nature as the reflection of the beauty that is within you as well, and that communion that can happen. So I'm going to pull up the chart for this full moon so we can talk about the juicy details that are alive under this lunation. And I also want to offer you a free guided breathwork ritual, a sensual breathwork ritual that's going to bring you into your body, and it's specific for this full moon so that you can release what's holding you back and really come into your pleasure and get more into alignment with your desires. You'll see that linked below if you're watching this in my portal, or if you're watching this on YouTube, I'll have a link that you can go to my blog and access the guided breathwork ritual. All right, so let's pull up the chart and dive in. All right, so let's get into the details for our full moon in Taurus, November 5th, 2025. She's a beauty. Okay, so here's our chart. Now, I cast this chart for where I live in upstate New York. So, unless you live close by me in upstate New York, this will look different for you, but the details we'll be discussing here will be the same. And I'm sure you're aware that when there's a full moon, we have the moon and the sun opposite each other. They're in opposition. So, here we have our moon in Taurus. That's the glyph for Taurus. I love that. So cute. 13 degrees Taurus, and across from our 13 degrees sun in Scorpio. So full moons tend to be a reveal. They tend to illuminate, shine the light. They're here to help us see something we need to see. Now, this could be a completion, a culmination, something that has manifested for you that you want to celebrate as well. And they tend to be quite emotional. Maybe you've noticed for a lot of people. I know a lot of folks who work in emergency rooms, for example, emergency room departments in the hospital, and they definitely can attest to full moons bringing up more emotion for people and things happening because of that emotional activation. But that's a good thing, especially when we talk about manifestation and you getting into deeper alignment with, who you are and what you came here to create as creatrix, as the goddess you were born to be. the emotions that rise up are, we want to pay attention to. Your emotions are your guidance system. And any emotions, even if they feel raw and kind of intense, we want to carve out some space to really honor whatever's coming up for you and really bring it into embodiment. And that's why I offer the free guided breathwork ritual, so that you have a container to take 20 minutes or so to really, again, carve out that space to just see what's alive for you, because it's really easy when you're in the busyness of your life to numb out and not really pay attention to your emotions. And this is so key for you to get into alignment. We want to let those emotions rise up, give them a safe space to rise up so that you can move them through, put your emotions in motion, I like to say. And you'll see in that ritual, it's about breath, movement, and sound. So it's not just breath. We bring it into the body. We start with some shaking to really move the body and to help you liberate some stuck emotion and stress and even trauma from your body that's been blocking you. And the thing is, our emotions, our stuck emotions that block us, limiting beliefs that get stuck in the body, and from past trauma, they get stuck in what's called our fascia, our connective tissue. And so the practices I share in that ritual are going to help you activate your fascia to move it through so that you can get the clarity that you need to get back on track with, okay, so I know I don't want that. That was a really intense emotional thing that came up for me. What is my desire beneath the complaint? Is something you want to get really good at excavating. So again, this can be a reveal, an illumination. Not that it always has to be so heavy. Sometimes it's just kind of light and it's celebratory, but other times it could just be like, oh yeah, I've got some grief and I haven't really been giving myself space to feel it. And we want to give space to feel it. We want to give space for the body to move it through, because that's where it can open you up into a deeper love. We all go through grief. It's part of our human experience. We all go through periods of anger, wanting revenge and things like that. That's all valuable stuff. We want to feel it, let it move through your body so that you can get in alignment, so it's not blocking you, if that makes sense. So under this full moon in Taurus, again, it's ruled by Venus. So this can illuminate or shine the light on anything that's been blocking you in terms of your self-love of your body. This is, Taurus is an earth sign, a fixed sign. It's very much of the body and very much of sensuality. It's about slowing down. Taurus loves slow and steady, but slowing down so that you can truly feel, savor, receive. So this might bring up emotions around that, things that have blocked you from your goddess given right to experience that, right? Your pleasure is the portal into you at your highest vibration. So we want to, see what's coming up for you under this moon. Have you been unkind to yourself? Negative self-talk about the body, especially under this full moon in Taurus, is up for a purge, a release, a shed. Let that shit go, because it is about really embracing the beauty of your body, this magnificent vessel that you are moving through life with, right? So this is a great opportunity, and again, ruled by Venus. So Venus really wants us to do some targeted inner work around that. Release anything that's blocking you from feeling the beauty, your own radiance, the magnificence, the bliss, and the ecstasy of your body as well. These are all Venusian themes. And Venus is also about abundance. So this has to do with our capacity to receive, and it can start with pleasure. Receiving pleasure is a portal into receiving everything, your desire, right? So abundance, right? So this might shine the light on how maybe you've been blocking your own expression or your own abundance through negative beliefs of scarcity and fear and things like that, those contraction kinds of vibrations. So this is a great opportunity, especially if you take it into the ritual, to move it through your body, to let go what's not serving you so that you can step more fully into what truly does. Now, we recently had a new moon in Libra, which was also ruled by Venus, and that one was more focused on us in relationship and how we're showing up in relationship and how we can stop like self-sabotaging in relationship, giving our power away, and really stand in our authenticity more fully do some healing work around that, get clear on our desires around relationship. And this, again, being ruled by Venus as well with Taurus, again, the emphasis is more on sensuality and our body and things like that. Now, we have an interesting aspect here that I want to talk about. This has been going on for a while, and I talked about it before, but we still have this Jupiter squaring Venus here. So Jupiter is all about expansion and is in the sign of Cancer. So Jupiter in Cancer here is really calling attention to nourishment and safety. So you might feel themes around that of feeling nourished and safe, and how can you connect with your body more and nature more to really cultivate that sense of deep nourishment and safety. So that might be a theme you would feel come more alive under this full moon portal. We also, just the day before we entered into the exact full moon, Mars entered the sign of Sagittarius. So exited Scorpio and moved into Sagittarius. This will be going on from November 5th until the 15th of December. And this is just a shift of the sacred masculine energy. You might feel it from the depths of Scorpio, which is all about feeling the depth of emotion, into a masculine expression of fire and expansion and adventure and freedom and fun. So there's some fire there lighting underneath us to inspire. Like inspire is another Sagittarian keyword, to inspire us on our quest for truth, our vision, our big vision for our lives. So there's that in the background of this moon as well. And we also, the day right after this full moon happens, we have Venus entering Scorpio. I'm going to do a separate video on that on November 6th. This is happening until November 30th. And she's moving out of Libra, where the focus was on creating more harmonious relationships, really working on the container of relationship in a sense of like, what's the structure? How do we make this more harmonious? How do we make this work? How can I step into relationship and really keep my authenticity and my individuality and things like that? And now she's moving into Scorpio, which brings us more into the depths of intimacy. So Venus in Scorpio wants to go deep. So you might be feeling that as well. It's coming again out of the air sign of Libra into the watery Scorpio. So you might be feeling the depth of the emotion around that, which will be actually really supportive under this full moon. So that's also in the background of this full moon. And we also, I just want to give you a heads up, you most likely won't be feeling this yet. This is happening on November 9th. We have another Mercury retro coming up. And so just so you know, just a heads up, happening November 9th until the 29th of November. And I just want to bring this in because the work you do here under this full moon to get really grounded in that calm way of really receiving pleasure and really having your feet on the earth in a sense, and being present is going to serve you so massively when this next Mercury retro hits, because things can get haywire. I'm sure you've noticed when Mercury goes retro, but the more you are here in your body and the more cleansing you do under this moon to release some of the drama and trauma that might be like stirring up some chaos in your life, right? We all have that. If we can, the more we can release that and come into that more state of calm, it's going to serve you well, and you'll benefit a lot more from the Mercury retrograde as well. So that's all I got for you this full moon. Enjoy. And again, bring it into embodiment. That's where the magic happens. And have a beautiful full moon.